actually gonna be AI, bro.
From the night, you know we made it out, we found the light. I fly so high, light up the skyline. Let's do it this time, like it's a whole
Yo, what's up, Animal?
vibrant world.
What's up, Mingmar? What's up, Void? Yo! What's up, Capello? Well, they win, bro. Easy, bro. They are winning every day, bro. I don't know what y'all on about. Why am I so big? Fuck.
Now I see that I got everything I need. It's alright, I'm on fire.
Bro, we are winning, bro.
Life goes now.
Bro said I hope so. Stop hoping.
So high, light up the skyline. Let's do it this time, like it's a whole new colorful world. Like we're the only ones.
Super Marco where? Huh?
We're the only ones in this world.
Chat Loki though?
Thought we get this far,
Should we still watch OG?
like the stars.
I think we're just watching Boars today.
How we get this far, like
BTK versus Boars.
ones in this world.
Tajit.
Like we're the only ones in this world.
What's my shirt here, bro?
Like we're the only ones in this world. What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside. When you let fear decide your fate, you don't choose which path to take in life.
Bro, can they start already, bro?
Everything left to hold me. I'm against all odds, but I won't give up, 'cause it's my time to shine. Standing in the
God damn, my head hurts, bro.
destiny is calling high. I'm not afraid to fight for everything I love. Victory's on my side.
Moving clans? Yo, moving clans. What
The
happened?
more we lose, the more we gain. The more that nothing stays the same in time.
Is it because
In time. Can love
G? What the fuck? Good morning?
you see is
At
what
this
you
time?
want sometimes. Gonna show the world tonight. The light that shines inside us. We're against all odds, but we won't give
I
up.
can't message you on Discord. What do you mean?
Welcome back to KMW. We are at day 4, ending the long week of exciting matches here, walking into our second
Always
series
no one in
of
this
the night.
clan anymore,
Yep,
bro.
it's gonna be BTK against Boars Gaming. So, who's gonna win? Because someone will walk away.
Yeah, and the thing here too is both of these teams have been
Are they
on
lagging, bro?
a very frustrating end of the pendulum here, where they have taken some heavy losses and dealt with a decent amount of frustration. Whether it's just from learning and understanding this game, or coming to this level of play when it comes to Honor of Kings. BTK, sitting at about 0 and 4 right now. Same thing with Boars. Both of these teams looking to hopefully take home a victory here, something that they can kind of put into writing and maybe be able to kind of push forward. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and as you can see there, Mirage City skins have arrived. They arrived here on September 11th. You guys stand a chance to get a free fog skin. I hear that is also a shame out there already.
Are we believers? Bro, Charm, stop hating, bro.
Beautiful artistic mid laner.
Doing the absolute perfect.
They easy,
right? And that's what we expect out of both.
They
teams,
easy.
Boars as well as BTK.
Where's your BTK
right?
jersey?
It's going to be a masterpiece.
Fucking
but
in the
we need
washer,
to do
bro.
it
I've been
stroke by
wearing it
stroke.
twice
so
now.
Who is going to have that first best foot forward in the first game of the
I have my
Let's take a look at BTK first.
I'm wearing my what you call it? Oh my god, we gotta see Carlos squaring up again, bro. Look at Carlos, bro. You're gonna see Carlos again, bro. God damn. Hey, yo, chill out, bro. Chill out. Let's stay sick. Holy fuck. 3 weeks?
So ladies and gentlemen, bringing up the roster of Bloodthirsty
What the fuck?
in the clash lane is going to be Flied Chicken, bringing up that jungle.
Yo, we are winning, bro.
One. In the farm
Not like this
lane
Charm
will be
esports.
MOBA
Fucking
Zane.
fake.
Bringing up that
fake
roam
Charm,
is
man.
going to be Shark.
Why is
And
Charm not
finally,
playing, though?
in the mid lane will be Hoon. And I think we've talked about it before. They've said that you get more intelligence, you learn more from those frustrations and those failures, and this here is a team that has learned a lot in the last 4 days.
Yes, and I think they
It's been
have
4
definitely learned
days?
to fail forward, right? So yes, it's hard to deal with the losses, but in esports especially, right? The L does not really stand for lose. It really is a learning lesson. So I think
damn
BTK
bars.
have learned quite a lot over the past few days. The question is, can they put into practice the mistakes they have been reminded of, right? This is in terms of the draft, this is in terms of making the executions. Like
Shark, wake up, bruh!
You need to
Yo!
draft well.
Yo, they do something, bro. Your roamer is fucking
and,
sleeping.
let's
What
take
the
a
hell?
look at their opponents.
Bro, Shark went fucking 10 rounds. We're so cooked, bro.
Welcome from Kazakhstan. It is Boars Gaming, the Royal Hunters, and they are represented by
2-0 for
3005
sure,
in the
not
clash
losing to
lane,
Boars.
Wise in the
What the
jungle,
fuck?
Mac in the farm lane, Red Cutie in the
We're
mid,
not
and of
losing
course
to
the last place
anyone.
would be Phasma
Even
in
though we
that
lost
role.
fucking
They are
4 times
also
now.
a team that
We
has
lost 4
suffered
times
a
now,
lot
chat?
of learning lessons. So one of them will walk away as the champions
right?
of the learners. Let's see who it's going to be.
Yeah, there was a time you talked, we've talked about it, that Boars actually were able to get a win over Twisted Mind.
BTK versus OG later,
it seemed
yeah.
like long ago, but here they do have that experience. They do have that potential. It just kind of comes along with how they transition to those different timelines.
What the fuck,
in
bro?
the game.
Are we dead ass right
Yes,
now?
and to make it clear, we're not talking about the
God
current Twisted
damn.
Minds. This was the old roster of Twisted Minds back when they were Team Vitality. There were a couple of wins off of screen. Now, with that being said, Boars Gaming, I think they have
They have
kind
2
of
series today,
been
yeah.
able to showcase their strength in the early parts
But
of the
low-key
game.
though, chat,
And
I
we'll
might
talk
just-
about that
I
later
might just
on
do
as we
this.
take a look at
My
what's
head
happening.
hurts,
So I
man.
think BTK, they get to choose the red side. So
I just do this.
counter pick side, allowing Boars to be that prio pick. Which one would you prefer? To be on the red side, counter pick, or blue side prior?
Depends,
well,
though, depends.
The thing is there's something that we've talked about when it comes to BTK and how much they've been able to fit in such a small amount of time and what remains still an issue. Hero pool. Does their hero pool provide enough to actually be able to counter, or are we looking to possibly try to lock in those favorite picks of ours that we know we're going to be able to do well with?
Okay, draft
I
start.
almost kind of feel like I'd like the first pick because I want to secure. If I don't have a deep hero pool, I want to secure what's comfortable for me.
Agree. I think that's definitely one thing to consider, right? Having prio pick and then picking your comfort hero, that's definitely one of the potential win conditions you can have. But for now, Boars, they're gonna take out the Dharma. There is no Dharma for play, which means Arlie is a consideration. Pay is also taken out, which means there is a potential for the
What is wrong with
organ,
you?
potential
What
for
the
the
fuck?
mine, a lot of openings.
Calm down,
across both sides of Boars
calmate, bro.
Yeah, that's very interesting too. There was
What's up
been
with the Liang
lot
ban?
of discussion
Liang ban na
between
dealable?
casters, between
This economy?
viewers about Arlie, and I think Mobazane maybe laid a few of those to rest yesterday with his performance on the Arlie, doing a little well there. And as we speak, Arlie's actually left open here from this first banning phase.
Really, they open up the Arlie. So with that being said, it means BTK has a plan because we know professionals, right? You never give something unless you're prepared to fight against it. And giving away an Arlie, there are many counters available. BTK, okay, I like this. So 50-50 matchup against the channel. Curious, does Hun pick up the
Ooh,
Xiao Xiao?
Diadea.
No, they actually take out the corresponding synergy pick, which is the Diadea.
Excuse me, it's interesting that you bring up the Zhao Chao, which has kind of come in out of nowhere. I believe it's got 5 total matches, 4-1 victoriously. So it's been one of those really sneaky picks out there. On the other side, though, Musashi and Byron picked up for the Boars, and I'm definitely eager to see where we round out the BTK draft before the second banning phase.
I think you want to go for your jungler,
Party
but
third?
I think
How you
BTK
know?
says, okay, you know what?
God
Let's secure
damn,
the
wait,
farm
am I
first.
behind?
There might be other considerations we can have against the Musashi. Now, I like the Musashi pick on the side force because actually Musashi also is a hard counter against the Arlie. You can chase
What
her
the
down,
fuck,
even
I
if she
am
moves around
behind.
those parasols or moves around those umbrellas, which is a very scary situation if you're the side of force. Now, BTK, I like this. I think one of the highlight players on the side of Bloodthirsty Kings is White Chicken. I think his party has been on fire.
Am I
He
behind?
has been on fire, but it also has been one of those things that if they crowd his lane, he's found himself at a position where it kind of
See?
feels like he's left out of the loop, or he might not know where the best play can be when all that
Just
pressure
look
is
at the
coming
draft, so
towards
they're
him.
gonna. How would I
And
know,
especially for
dickhead?
Petit, his
You think
early
I
game
started
isn't
draft?
the greatest. Sure, he's a monster when it comes to the late game, but he does kind of struggle in the early game. So I'm wondering, are we as BTK going to send some reinforcements up there, make sure that we can secure him? As we've seen how important a lot of these clash laners can be to,
Oh, they
like,
better
guide
go
into that
now.
backline, to being able to kind of hook
Wait,
onto
Carlos has
people
no
here.
hero
We do
anymore.
see
Oh, he's gonna
those
go
big
ogre.
tanky junglers taken off the board by Boars doing their homework on a best player.
Dharma
There
Ben,
you
they
go.
got Biron
This
versus
is
JT.
going to be what I presume the Hun
I don't
special,
know.
right? So Xiao Xiao is a massive counter against the Arlie.
Play
and
is
then-
Lububu, bro. He's gonna play
Let me
as
explain
Lububu.
why. Because she has a great knockup. Her
Ogre
three
is bad
skills,
here.
when
What
paired
else is
together,
he gonna play?
spells instant death against an Arlie, right? And even with the Maple Dance, the only projectile
Falcon
you
one,
get
bro.
rid of
I
is
don't
that
even wanna
Blossoming
hear
Fan,
that
which is
shit,
the first
man.
skill of Xiao Xiao. Doesn't really matter that much.
Bro, I'm a
Now,
loss
for
again.
Boars, it's going to be a very difficult situation
Bro,
in
I'm
the
a
sense
loss
where
again, bro.
Boars Gaming, I think they have a
Making me
very
tight.
complete lineup.
Yeah, you've got.
Wait,
the,
Charm, did
the
we-
unbridled
are we
outburst
winning
that can
draft?
come out from Zhang
Their
Fei,
draft looking
plus
juicy
the
as shit,
CC
bro.
that can come out from
No way,
Shen.
Luna!
Then you've got the damage and the lock-on ability from the rest of that lineup here. Oh, this is something.
Oh, he has
Schwarze.
it last hit.
This has to be the first time. I don't think I've ever seen best player play this, but it's something that I was gonna actually make a
Bro,
note
this guy
of.
can assassin,
No.
bro. No way,
True,
do
true.
it.
It's something. It's same point.
He said do
remains.
it.
He's
He said
gone
do
towards
it.
A lot of the safer pickups when it comes to Menki, when it comes to Aguda, a lot of those.
Wait, where's the what the fuck is the Luna?
junglers that can
news,
take a
man.
lot of damage that make it less if you make a mistake. I've been waiting to see him kind of
What an
play something
actual
that's
fake
kind of
news.
engaging, that can go onto there to try to get that damage. Here, Kaiser, he's got that. He's got kind of the same routine as well, some of these tankier ones
Fake
with his
news, bro.
ultimate as well. So we're gonna see how well this kind of plays into it. Since Boars went the length of
No
trying to take
Luna,
down
that's
some
what
of
I'm
his more
saying,
popular
bro. No
picks.
Luna.
I think best player 1 is going to play a very
Bro,
important role
BTK
here,
2-0,
right?
bro.
If he gets the lead he's looking for and is able to be the pillar of strength for the side of
I think
BTK,
I
it
think
will
Boars
be
easier
the
to
same
win, but
situation as
BTK is
what
better
OG was
team
doing,
fight
right?
team.
Put focus onto one player while
So they can win
everyone's
if they
trying to
don't
get rid
snowball.
of best player 1. This is where the freedom of the rest of the side of BTK is going to flourish. Right, you want to have the
True.
channel go crazy with the leader stance, summoning the wolves. You want to have Hun going crazy with his skill sets as well, getting the blossoming fan, the knockups. A lot of potential, but this requires best player 1 to have an absolutely perfect game. Is that going to be the case though?
Yeah, and especially against Boars, who I
Bro,
want to say
just-
have been
just believe on
very
shock. It's
consistent
shock.
in
Super
their
shock.
early game. There's
Yeah.
a lot of complaints that you can make for Boars about
Wait, who
certain
win
things
draft,
and
by
certain
the way?
aspects of their
Cham, who
strategy.
win
One
draft?
thing is
Who
they're
win draft,
very
bro?
tight in the early game. Once they start transitioning to some of those team fights, that's where things start to fall apart. Some of the
Bing
decision making
bong.
can be a little questionable, and that's something that BTK has yet to. They've been growing, but are they at a point where they have those early games that are very decisive?
I wonder how they could
That's
get
right,
to
you
the
definitely
side
see that, right?
Probably
Because
not.
it's the
Probably is
complete
normal-
opposite on both
normal
ends.
talk.
Boars, a very strong early game-centric team. BTK, they love the fight, which only happens at the later parts of the game. So they find success at different
on
points. Who is going to achieve their win condition?
Yeah, and that's where I want to say that the biggest thing is going to come into this match right now. Both marksmen
lose
here
a
just
wave.
kind of left to their own devices. I want to say not too much pressure from either team just yet. They're both kind of respecting the damage, respecting... Ooh, we do already have a flash expended by who?
No!
And taken down
okay,
already
just
by
first blood, it's okay,
30-05.
it's
That's
okay.
going to set the tone for this first opening minutes.
Yep, 30-05, what a performance. He promised me back when I was in KL that he was going to make some good plays. He has fulfilled that promise today. But this, once again, it fits the MO of Boars for now, right? The real challenge for both teams comes in different
We
forms.
okay, bro?
Now that Boars, okay, we know they have a great early game. We know they can snowball. But can they transition this into
If Boars
ending the
doesn't
game
snowball,
within
they'll
10
win.
minutes? If not, BTK comes back, for sure.
Yeah, and we're gonna take
You're
a
saying that, and
replay
then-
to
oh
go
my
ahead
lord.
And a latch on to Hoon. He had to expend
not
that
gonna
flash
snowball.
early, so already you're gonna be at a little bit of a detriment. But 30-05, not wanting to let it go as we continue on, putting that pressure down. 3 men down for BTK at the bottom lane.
But it's just
Trying to
first
put
blood,
some
bro. We
pressure
could-
here, but looks like they're gonna go ahead and
Can be
decide
that
to
deep.
reset on the map.
I think the silent winner on the side of Boars is Red Cutie, right? So if you're unclear what hero he's using Shi. The second skill allows you to drag
No,
someone
Yi.
in any direction that you choose, which was why Hun had to commit the flash, because if he didn't, he would have been caught either way. So unfortunate for the side of BTK, but once again, Mac, he's trying to win this 1v1 against Mobile Zane.
It's not even
And I would say,
1v1!
like, right now, when it comes to
God
a lot of
damn.
this pressure that we put down here,
Oh
we're not always looking to win. Another
no.
engagement there comes up there, popped up, and down goes Wide Chicken. Boars get another one in their
Wait,
pockets.
wake
Once
up,
again, coming
bro!
off of Red Cutie's play, right? This mid laner is starting to grow on me. I think he has been really showing his growth in terms of hero proficiency, but also his vision in the game.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering
Wait,
what are BTK going
their
to
roam
do
is-
against it.
their
Because
roam has
usually
red
you want to
tree.
kind of try to punish the I want to say range of Shi, because she does need to get a little bit closer than other mages to be a little bit more effective. But here, she's having absolutely no problem. Red Cutie is able to get in there, find that CC, and absolutely punish BTK.
I mean, this is the kind of situation you want to find yourself in, right? As a Shi, you just want to have one singular target, no comeback factor, which is why, White Chicken, I don't think he's having the best game because
My
nobody's
Zhang
there to
is
back him
normal?
up. There's no save coming in.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about when it comes to like the pressure that mounts on Fly Chicken. He's a great
Trying to
player,
connect.
but right now when it comes
Ooh.
to a lot of the offense that can be held out by Honor of Kings Clash laners, he's just finding trouble, especially if they can continue to mount this pressure on him while we're
tank
focusing
jungle
down
item.
on that bottom lane.
Yep. So every chance that Red QD lands his second skill, it's a risk for the side of BTK. And
Why
bear in
is
mind what's
their
happening
mid
now,
lane
right?
camping
Boars Gaming,
top?
They're having decent control
What
of the
the
map,
fuck?
and because of this control, nobody has been able to use the teleportation portal just yet.
No
Which
one's even
affects the
set
pacing
up
of the
on
game.
objectives.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but honestly, I get a little upset sometimes when I see how big that ability is from She. That like if you stand in it, it's gonna be over, and it's just such a it takes up a huge area of that map. And you're absolutely right. You can't even get to that teleport. Now we're gonna go ahead and start on the Tyrant.
God
Boars
damn.
taking a good
Just
active
1K though, just
positioning
1K.
there
We
and
good.
get it
We
without
good.
a hunt, without anything back from BTK.
I like the fact that BTK did not overcommit into that situation. Maybe it was just due to the timing on the side of best player, but actually not taking a fight there was much more valuable for the side of BTK.
Let's
Because
get
if they had number one
Bro, I'm
contested,
learning so much.
They knew if Boars had gotten the Tyrant
no,
buff, they
Charm
instantly
right
lose
now,
the
dog.
team fight. So BTK, I like the thought process.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and right here, 3 still at the bottom.
Holy
Unbridled
shit.
outburst does land on the 2 members. Shark in trouble, gets taken down quickly. Hoon comes in with the meteor shower, but is not able to find the target. Meanwhile, Moba Zane sitting at the edge of death.
No.
Very low, gets taken out as the side of Boars pounce onto him. Phasma picking up the kill on that last one.
Wait, Charm, we
Yeah,
still good,
definitely.
right?
So Boars Gaming, this is exactly their MO. Early
We're
game,
still
they get a
good, we're
couple of
still
kills. 4
We
to
good.
0. No response from BTK just yet. I feel like, you know what, Moba Zane stayed a little bit too far. Once again, potential catch
Who's
coming.
that
Will not hit the
far?
mark from Red Cutie, and BTK is suffering quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too. It feels like it's kind of that experience thing as we go ahead. Another engagement there underneath
Okay,
the tower
nice.
with the duel up to the death, but they do catch Wise underneath the tower. Speaking of which, underneath the tower, boy, it does look like 3005 might be in trouble against the 3 members of BTK. They are able to clean that up quickly, bringing
Good
them
shit, good
to
shit.
4-2.
Boars, once again, they're showing that kind of lack of efficiency, right? This is what costs them games, which is over diving when it's not needed at all.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. That transition from the laning phase to the fighting phase. What fights you should take? You dove, you got the CC. They were able to get away. There should be that call, and she'd be like, "All right, we're just gonna live to fight another."
Bro, what
day."
y'all
Once
hating,
you
bro?
get that energy,
Just
once
watch.
you get that
God
taste
damn.
for blood. Boars just really
All I
want
know,
to
we
continue
winning.
on with the
No cap.
kills.
Which is why you can't overcommit. Once again, they go in.
Holy fucking
Duel to the death
Musashi.
there does find
Holy shit,
Moba
that's
Zane.
2v3.
Fine Chicken's next up on the chopping block. Shark running for the safety of his tower. He's going to be able to find his
Late game,
2
late game.
of his players are down. Unbridled outburst does catch a member of BTK. Down goes Hoon. Last player, best player, looking
Oh,
for an escape. He lives
no.
to tell the story of what happened here. Just kidding. They're going to dive under tower looking for that kill. Are they going to be able
Bro,
to
third
find it? They wisely
tier.
turn back.
Yeah, it's a double whammy, right? So yes, they did not get the kill onto the side of BTK.
I think we're
for
still
best player
good.
one, but what do they get as a trade? They
Are we
get
good?
the T3. This is a bleeding
I don't even know
wound
if we're
on the
good.
bottom side of the base for Bloodthirsty Kings.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about, the strengths of Boars. Wise doing a great job of getting on to those duel to the death. Phasma with those unbridled outbursts as well
Or
underneath the
only got
tower.
1K
They're
goldie.
doing such a good job that it
We're
doesn't
fine,
even
bro.
matter about the mid and late game because they're taking such an advantage in the early game, which is their
And hitting
strength.
7 is a little
Yes.
bad.
So I think the true challenge for them would be then what happens
That's
after
it.
the 10-minute mark, right? We see Boars always
is
have
kinda
a
bad.
strong early game
7
lead,
minute.
but they tend to fall off after that 10-minute mark. Right now, I think they have given themselves some room
Bro, they
to
gotta
breathe.
buff
It's
our
a
towers,
5,000
bro.
goal lead.
Yeah,
No
Poker
way
Set
to the
coming in there.
pool.
Oh, they're gonna lock
God
on the one.
damn.
Down goes Moa Zane. Again, Phasma diving underneath the tower, putting the damage on from the flank.
Wow.
Oh
Looking
my
for an
God.
opportunity. Mac finds it.
Yeah, getting Shark out now is a very disruptive timing because BTK, they can't defend the T2s as well. Now, bear in mind,
just
they
go
missed
next?
an open wound on the bottom side, which is really not where you want it to happen because the corresponding lane is that Shadow Overlord. 1.5 more minutes, 90 seconds more. BTK may find themselves in a very
Bro,
dire
this shit is
situation.
going crazy. Look at him, bro.
Yeah, now starting to put the pressure on
God
to that
damn.
mid tower. Best player goes down. Weez finding the kill there as well. Shed continuing on with that.
Okay.
Oh, Red Cutie just.
Okay.
Red Cutie. Now Fly Chicken coming in. They are looking for an opportunity. They do not continue on the chase.
But that's the value of the Fati, right? This is exactly why they gave White Chicken that Fati pick. The
5K
flash
gold
ultimate,
lead,
this
that's
is
like
so
10.
damaging to
No,
the
it's
lineup,
not.
of course. And BTK is showing you there is a potential of a comeback. Now, the big difference here is they still maintain that 5,000 gold lead. Boars should be able to get this Tyrant for free. Who is going to answer the wise duel to the death? That's the big question here.
Yeah, the person needs to be in the front line to kind of tank that out. But they have shown that there is terror for Red Cutie if he gets too close to the fight.
I think
again.
low-key though.
He's been having his own way with being able to put that CC
I don't
down
know what they need
as
to
that
do, bro.
Shay, and really kind of to
I
the
don't.
detriment of BTK. And finally, there's at least the little bit of an answer, or Fly Chicken's actually able to close the
Maybe
distance
late game?
and turn it around. Is that going to be enough? Is that going to kind of shy away the Shay pick from Red Cutie?
I'm not sure, man, because at this point, yes, it's what 6,000 goalie going to the side of Boars, but you see the responses, and time is on BTK's side. The later the game goes, the higher the burst potential of Hoon. There is also a higher tank ability coming out from Best Player 1. So then the chances where you get that knockdown, hang on, one more.
Carlos dead.
Yeah, best player actually in trouble here under the back line. Unbridled Outburst catches two
Oh,
members
no.
of BTK. Charging in is Phasma. Fly Chicken being slowed here. They do take down Mobazane and a best player. Now minions crashing in from the
Oh, he
bottom
dead.
lane.
The
We
guy
do
dead.
see that
Ain't
Hoon
no
is taking
way.
down very low. They
Oh.
mince
Oh, nice.
that mid tower and a big burst
No.
of damage as Wise dives into
It's
the
okay.
back line,
Second
helping
game,
his
second
team
game.
secure their first victory.
Yep, this is a nice win for the side of Boars Gaming. So they have their first win of the series for now. It's not the entire thing, just game number 1. But this is the Boars that we wanted
Okay,
to
empty,
see,
empty.
right? Not only just winning the first part of the game, but then using it to end the game quickly as well.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
feel
Lord.
like they understood where their strengths were, and they just played to that. They don't. Do we need to worry about the late game if we just never make it to there? Let's just really kind of little bank in on this early game to the point that when that late game hits, when that mid game hits, they're so far behind that it's not really going
What's
to
the
make a
BBC on
difference.
both
Even when they
teams,
were
bro?
able to find kills, they just weren't able to find openings where BTK.
Yep, just put your foot on the gas and don't let go, right? Because Boars, I think they understand that they have a very strong early game gameplay, right? They're able to steal camps away, they get the first blood, and I think one of the sleepers on the side of Boars Gaming has been Red Cutie. You know, with the Shi pick, I think that was pretty much the detriment to the side of BTK because they were consistently caught out, and he was responsible for the first blood
Bro, no
anyway,
way.
giving 30/5 the chance to get the first blood because he caught.
Wait, that shit was
Hoon
9
in the middle
minutes,
of it,
no?
expended the flash, expended all of the health on the side of Hoon as well, and then they just never stopped going from there.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how that translates to the MVP because I feel like you're absolutely right. Maybe
LeBron
not
James
getting those
MVP.
final hits, but definitely the initiating factor was definitely red on that shit to be able to get that CC catching them. And this is just that debilitating. This is why a lot of people hate seeing that shit in that mid lane.
No,
Just, like I
bro.
said, there's just that wide area
Why you
that
hope
you have to watch
why
out
you at
for.
home
And that's when you
cheerleading?
see it coming. When you don't, when she's rotating up
I'm
to
not
the
needed
lane,
there, bro.
and then you get caught, you have to expend your flashes, and then you have the rest of the team that's going to be able to chase you down.
Yes, and I like the fact that you mentioned about Red Cutie. Look, the Shi is a great pick, but It is
God
also a risky
damn,
pick because
Chad.
she has to go close, and that was something that BTK
Yo, someone-
never picked up on.
I don't
the
know,
rotations
man.
have always been on point for the side of Red Cutie. So
When
let's
you see a
take
coach,
a look at the
I don't even know how the
itemization
game
here.
works,
The
bro.
one member I think we really need to
Mamma
focus
mia,
on is the
bro.
growth of 3005. He was really one of the monumental picks coming in with the Byron, right? Allowing the space for the side of Mac to come in. And the one thing that was weirded out for me on the side of Mac is he built half of the Blood Weeper. Not a traditional item for a RD at all.
Yeah, and as we take a look here at that damage, a 60,000 there for Mac on there, allowing him what he needed to be able to kind of do that much damage there. And I mean, just a great job to be able to kind of open up with his team.
Yes, I just really like the
Caster
customization
things.
on the item build for the side of Mac, right? He
Caster
actually
things,
allowed
bro.
him to sustain a little bit longer against Boars Gaming, and then really just outplayed him 1v1 in the farm lane, which then really snowballs.
Oh, then we have to pull out the Marco Polito now, bro.
This is the MO. We get the lead in the first 10 minutes of the game. We tried to end the game within 10 minutes. This was what, 10 minutes and 43 seconds? So BTK, no chance of a comeback so far.
Yeah, and this is what we were
Chat.
talking about. And,
Do we even watch OG
where
versus
Boars
BTK?
excelled.
I
And
think
I'm
we'll
really
watch
kind
that.
of
We'll
happy to see that they were
shit.
able to kind of identify that and really kind of hone in on that as kind of like a counter strategy to what BTK presents, and that's a part of what BTK is going to need to work on. It's something that we've talked about over and over again, is that beginning, some of those rotations there. Hey, they got Red Cutie. Nothing gets past these guys. They give that MVP to Red Cutie. They understand what it took.
Yeah, he was the fishing net, right, for the side of Boars. it was, once you're in range, you're in the net, okay, we catch you. And this is like, we all started from here. The first play of the game.
Wait, is
leading
that
into
here
the
that
first
strong?
blood. And of all
Charm?
the people to
She?
give it to, they gave it to 3005. A Byron that is so
Look at that
tanky,
shit.
has damage, able to sustain in team fights as well. And this complemented the growth, because then we saw the growth of White
She's
as well.
like Zushi.
And
Fuck
multiple
no.
catches. This Red Cutie,
Hell
BTK,
no.
pay attention, man. You have to get rid of Red Cutie. He is the playmaker for the side of Boars.
Yeah, especially there. Even with that unbridled outburst mixed with the share, it was just way too much. There was so much.
How's
CC
that
They
Zushin?
were not going to be able to get through that, and it seemed like it was.
Zushin
just
doesn't have a
more.
fucking
Actually, I want to say
second
we've been
crowd
talking about what was
control.
it, the Liang combo with the Princess Frost, but here we had
Holy
Zhang
shit.
Fei with a share combo here. It felt like these guys were just walking into a coma of CC coming from Boars.
Yes, because even if you miss
I don't
the
know, she
catch from
falls
Red
really hard,
Cutie,
but they just
and
don't.
you know, maybe BTK wants to turn that whole situation around, the
I mean, that
unbridled
mage is a
outburst
utility
really
mage.
disallows
Doesn't
any
even do
comeback
anything,
factor, right? The
doesn't do
stun on the
damage.
fried chicken here. There was
Whoever-
no potential.
whoever just get
and even if
pulled
he had the flash,
just
look,
dies,
this
basically.
beautiful flash storm strike combination by 3005. This was really the pinnacle of HOK, because it really came down to not just individual skills, but how do you sync up with your teammates. So Boars Gaming, I like this fact they have grown. They have been dealt a lot of L's, and finally they get their first W here against BTK. But of course, with that being said, we're gonna go for a short break. Will BTK recover when we
Yes,
come back?
hell yeah, bro. Bro, wait, what? We got 10 people staring at us right now. Damn, chill out, bro. Bro, they staring at us, bro. 2-1, yeah. Has to be 2-1. Has to be 2-1, bro. Liang banned, bro. Wait, Liang that strong? Isn't that hero cancelable though? At least their song is good. Wait, chat. Anyone here watch fucking TI, bro? Bro, that shit is sad, bro.
we lose, the more we gain, the more
3 seconds suppression is not a joke, bro. It's literally the same as fucking Kaja Franco. There is no way that hero is not cancelable, bro.
what you see is what you get sometimes. Gonna show the world tonight, the light that shines inside us. We're against the odds, but we won't give up, 'cause it's our time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, can no one back us down.
This shit winnable, bro. 2-1, 2-1. 2-1 for show. If not, I'm going to sleep. I'm in those two Magnus OTI finals, yeah, and it's all game 5. Bro, and it's all game 5, bro. That shit was sad. I can't. They will win, OG bros.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are in the middle of day 4 and our
They gotta win this
second
first, though.
series. 1 point
They
already
need this
given
momentum to beat
Boars
OG.
against BTK, looking if BTK can even that up here.
Okay, so
cap.
I think let's talk about the state of Boars first. Now, both teams have not gotten a single series win yet. So now that they're on the cusp of a series win, do you think that Boars might fall prey to being overzealous, overcommitting?
I don't know enough about the Boars, and here's the sad thing, is I don't understand enough about Boars when they've been successful to see where they might falter. A lot of teams, sometimes they can kind of take advantage of that. Here, I don't want to say that they're going to take this less serious. I almost
God
feel like they're going to be
damn.
sharper here because they know that they haven't won a series. They know that this is
What is
finally
that?
that bright light in a long, dark tunnel that they've been
'Cause I'm
facing
cooked.
here at KMW.
Where's BTK?
and they
Bro,
don't
you guys are
want to
hating
waste
so
it.
much,
I think
bruh.
they're only going to get stronger here. I think they're only going to get
Oh,
more focused. I think the
damn.
lead
Calm down,
is
bro.
on BTK to make the difference.
We're winning now,
Okay,
we're winning
interesting,
now.
because in my experience of watching teams that have never gotten a win in a series, is that they tend to go greedy, right? It's kind of like, okay, I see the
Okay,
finish
first
line,
pick
let me
Arlie. Oh, they
sprint
banned
towards
it.
that finish line, but they don't know how far that finish line is actually, and they run out of gas.
That and that's an interesting point. I guess I'm just trying to give them the
Play it safe.
benefit of the doubt to see how well that they could do here. I mean, it's
Better
one
you
thing
gotta
to be
DM him, bruh,
sarcastic about it, but like
to
the
actually
pressure
motivate
that
that
these players
guy.
are
He's
under
sleepy
being up
right
there
now, bro.
on the stage with these teams that are so
Oh, we got
strong and
Mai.
understand these. Oh my gosh, this is something I've been waiting for. Now, I don't mean to
Yep,
interrupt
yep.
my own thought,
Same.
but BTK finally Hoon getting the Mai Shirano.
Yeah, we noticed this has been a Hun special. Nobody has had the confidence to allow BTK,
Long
Mr.
Mayan.
Hun,
Oh my
to get
God,
his hands
Mayan
on the
again,
Mai
bro.
Shiranui. And finally, Boars obliged. They say, have it. The comments said they want it. The team said they want it. Let's see, right? Hun, now you get your prio pick on the Mai Shiranui. Can you make it work?
Or is this a
Oh,
part
the
of
DRNG.
what you were just talking about? The Boars getting a little too over-eager and sprinting for that finish line. Do they just think, all right, we're better. Give him the Mai Shiranu. But also giving
Hino?
up the Aguda and the D-Renje to
Is that even
BTK.
good?
But I don't think it's a
Hopefully that
deficit
shit
for the
is a
side of
bad
Boars,
pick.
because the melee form of Heino is actually able to lifesteal quite a lot, and the more targets there are, the higher your lifesteal, which is why the melee form of Heino is an absolute counter against the Agudo pick, right? Sure, get your wall growth, get your critters out, I will lifesteal the heck out of them. And at the same time, Boars also has an answer in the form of the huge burst mechanic that is the Loon. Mr. Dragon Boy here will be able to burst down the heroes like Mai Shiranui. Maybe also that's why they've allowed Hun this pick.
Well, and for me, I want to say I kind of have a love-hate relationship right now with Lung.
Watch it
I
theater, this is
understand
crazy.
his come-ups. I understand the benefits of using him, but I feel like what I've seen thus far is a lot of people playing him because he's the safe.
A whole
pick,
gallon of
because he
water?
can use
Yeah,
that
I have
infinite
to.
vastness to get away.
I
when
have
he's been
to.
caught,
Yo, Chad,
instead
you all need
of,
to drink
like,
your
something
water,
that
bro.
can help initiate.
You don't
And
need
that's
that
what I would
shit.
love to see from Boars. I want to see an initiating, well, maybe not initiating, but somebody who's just not constantly just using that that dragon form in the infinite vastness just to get away. Are we going to really pound into them with this marksman?
I agree, and it's the same story for BTK, right? I think Mobile Zane now, look, the composition they have on the side of BTK is great because they have the Agudo endurance here. This is a duo that is able to shred towers for free, even with backdoor
Okay, we got
protection.
Charlotte
So,
Chicken.
I hope BTK is able to
Easy.
make full use of this potential win condition they have created for themselves.
Ooh. We have
Fade
a
again.
fade to pick up a
Wait,
buy,
wait, can
the
you
Boars
immune?
here. I'm going to be very interested
Is
to see
a
what-
fade
I'm
ult
assuming
like
that's gonna be
a-
wise to be jungling with,
sk-
but
it's a skill,
that combined with the
But can you immune it
what we're gonna
through-
have coming out from the Motzi with his
Fi-
box, the
through,
amount of CC that they
what do you
have
call
on their
this,
side, is that going to
DRNG
be
or no?
enough to kind of clamp down on some of these picks coming out from BTK, especially Mai? I'm definitely the biggest thing that Hoon has been
Nah.
when it comes to this type of pickup is his suppressive power, where he can just he starts just unloading on people, dashes away. Puts
So
some
even
more damage,
Purify
dashes
can
away.
cancel,
And to the point
fade
that by
ult.
the time the team fight starts, the entire team's basically at half health.
Yes, I think that's a very important win condition for Hun to achieve.
Need
on
first
this
win,
mine
we already
lane,
got
right?
win.
But
We just can't win series.
I don't know. Boars, I think they're so confident that they're going to win this early game. That's why the fade comes out, right? But it's a risk also, because if Boars don't get that early game goalie they're looking for, this composition falls apart. You
Is it
need
completely
your
really
Loom to have
cancelled?
farm. You
Oh,
need your
okay.
Fade to have farm because he needs to survive. He needs to be in close
So
proximity.
the only way to
get
cancel
his
it out is
RNG
like
seal to
frozen.
work. He needs to dive in the middle of 5.
Or
So
are
if
you
he
still
does
gonna
not have the
die
goalie,
if
he
you
does not have
proc?
the items? BTK will eat him alive.
Yeah, but this is what we saw from the first game, is where they kind of played to their strengths, to the early game. So, and maybe they're banking too much on it. Hopefully, if they want to even this out, BTK needs to be able to handle that early game, carry it into the late. We're going to see if they can do it with this composition.
What did
I
Sailor
think
say? Ew.
BTK needs to be
What the
very
hell?
dominant in this first part of the game, right? You have an Agudo, you have a Mai, fight it out. You have a Liempo as well. These are all very
Okay, we got
early
Chalo.
game-centric picks. If you don't capitalize on your
And we got
dominant
Mai.
strength, then you will allow Boars to really just overstep their boundaries.
Yeah, we're going to see that from this
We're
early game,
winning now.
especially with some of these picks out here coming from both of them. I think both of them kind of have the opportunity to do very
Oh,
well in the
no.
early game.
Mobazane.
Speaking of which, Mobazane already at 10%. It's going to have to fight. Just narrowly misses.
You know what I don't
that,
know-
Cannon
you know what I
blast
noticed,
coming
though?
From the Motzi.
Charm.
Yes, and okay,
they
maybe
now
Silver
freeze
Lining,
lane here?
Mac is also falling a bit low, so this is a shared concern of both ends, right? At the same time, this is what I want to see who doing, right? Get that aggression in, make life difficult. Even if you have to give the buff or the camps away to Mac, make them fight for it.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to kind of continually create that pressure. We don't really have the answer like we did in the last game, where we had like where we had the Milady to kind of create and punish him every single time that
They
he
did this one
transferred
going
to
with
another
jungle
lane
zone
here.
side.
Mobazane, I mean,
Isn't
Mobazane's
it
just
easier
taking
when
a
you have
lot
your
of
roam?
damage here? It's like Shark is doing his best to try to give the vision, but Mobazane, the
But this
amount
device had to know
of
when to
offensive
freeze.
ability
Oh.
from Phasma on this
That's
Motzi
true.
is just something that
I feel like it only works
really
like a
kind of,
minute.
unheard of right
the
now.
first
Ooh, best
minute.
player.
Oh, no.
Or like a minute
Picked
30.
off.
And right
Oh
off
my
the
God.
bat, we have Wise here taking
Kalita
the first blood.
dead.
And of all the people, he did it against his counterpart jungler. Best player 1. Now, this is horrible because this means he does not have any buff to work with. Once again, Azure buff, non-existent. Crimson buff, non-existent as well. You don't have true damage. You don't have cooldown reduction. No mana regeneration.
beat
Everything
killing.
looking bad. And this is how they did it. So the nice pull-in on the side of 3005 actually put him out of position. And the Hardened Jade seal, if you're new to Fade, once you're low in 8%, you get an instant execution. And Wise,
We're
once
not
again,
playing
rewards
BTK
himself.
because
This
I'm a
time with some fried
sub.
chicken.
I'm a 6-man.
Yeah,
I
and
clap,
this is
but I
something
can't
that
clap
wanna
right
say
now
that
because
is
we keep
not something
losing.
that best players should be unaccustomed to. I believe in their last series they faced a fade as well, where they encountered this problem where they didn't understand, or at least it felt like they didn't
Good blow.
respect that ultimate coming from Fade, where if you have an eighth of health left, you're pretty much one shot by that Fade.
And there's no saving. Even if you get your stasis in, it does not help you. You are dead. And that's the strength of Fade. And to complement that, if you have the goalie, he can dive you for free. So Wise, I mean, this is the wisest choice they have made on the side of Boars. And for now, I don't see how BTK is supposed to come back until maybe, what, 10 minutes they win that Shadow Tyrant fight? But can they last 10 minutes?
Yeah, and that's what they're waiting for. Oh, Hoon even there misses a fan on to Red Cutie, who's going to go ahead and clear up that land. They're doing a great job. They are the Boars of kind of continuing on that pressure. Oh, another cannon blast lands on the Mobazane as he's going to go ahead and back up from Phasma on the side of that bush.
And right off the bat, you can see the gold, right? It's about close to slightly more than 1,000. Nice knockup.
They should be
Yeah,
dead.
Hoon comes
Oi!
in there, gets a knock-up on
No
Phasma,
ult?
but I mean, dude, we've talked about this before too. When it comes to kind of target selection, that's going to be the roam there, so it's going to be a little bit tankier. It's going to be a little bit harder.
Oh, nice
Maybe
kill.
if everybody was on the same page and ready for it, and that's another problem that kind of comes out that we've been noticing from BTKs. It sometimes feels like not everybody can be on the same page when they do find these opportunities. Not everybody's in a position to take advantage of that. Speaking of which, going in onto this Fade. Oh, Red Cutie in a little bit of trouble there. Going to go to the safety of their tower on the back end there. Best player getting home.
Okay,
By
okay.
Mac. Phasma
Okay.
up by Hoon. Finds the pickup there.
See, easy now.
And best player finds himself a kill onto Mac.
And what a timing to do
Easy,
this
oh,
while they are
invading now.
going into the jungle. Another fight ensues.
Okay.
Yeah, and down goes Wise. There, I believe that was Mobazane that got the last hit there as well. BTK starting to turn things around.
All right, so early game was a win condition for Boars, but BTK, they have started the pattern recognition game, and now they recognize that no, you are not allowed that 10-minute flourish. Right now, 3-2, they have maintained, recovered that goal
Team's been
deficit,
feeling
and they're
so
in the
much,
lead,
bro.
about half 1,000.
Ooh, they just need to kind of continue on with the decision
Okay, we
making.
got
here.
bot
Who's coming in
tower.
from the side. They're gonna go ahead, put the pressure
Easy.
on to
Yup,
take this
easy.
tower at the bottom lane. Who had such an expert role in that last great fight there to be able to kind of come from the bush, be able to find the CC that he needed. Here,
So
if
we
they
got
kinda
the lead
keep
now,
that up,
1K
we talked
goal
about
lead,
it.
so.
Boars can sometimes start falling apart as this gets to the late game if they are not in complete control. Here, certain things starting to fall a little bit apart, but they're not out of the woods just yet.
Okay, one behavior that I really hope BTK will stop doing is stop eating those scepters of fate coming in from Red Cutie, because the damage gets increasingly more the more it lands on you. So Boars Gaming, this is their deterrence, right? Late game
Is
actually,
the damage
Red Cutie
on
will be their
on
safe
Hano is
condition.
like
But for now, Hoon, like
the
you
more
mentioned,
stack
he just needs to get those skill 1 knockups,
you
right?
hit,
The real engine.
more
And with the
damage.
pokes coming
Is
up
that-
from
is
second
that
skill
how Hano
control
works?
sense, can they land more? Hoon just needs to be more efficient on landing those strikes.
Oh, Hoon goes in, gets CC'd immediately, and from the backside,
Well, we don't have
Red
Lian
Cutie
Pole.
putting on some more of those spears. Is he going to be able? Look at the damage going on to all of them. A big box lands on the Mobazane.
Okay, no
Is that
flicker,
going
easy
to be
kill.
Enough. Phasma goes down quickly.
Yeah, too fast, my boy, but here we go. Wise jumping in. This is not the situation that Boars thought they will find themselves at this
Okay.
pre-10-minute mark, but BTK, I
Killed
love
one,
this
1 for
recovery.
0.
Yeah, and you were talking about it too. Best player had a little bit of a shaky game in the early, got taken out immediately by Wise. Wise goes in there and immediately, under 3 players in that last fight,
shit, mid
decides against it. He doesn't really see an opening that he likes and gets himself out of harm's way. Right now, BTK trying to kind of withstand this initial push as we move into the 7-minute mark.
And he also has a slight goal lead against Wise. Now, it's not the biggest difference maker, but bear in mind, he now has the Blood Rage. That's the gauntlet in red that you see, which allows him to survive Wise's ultimate a little bit more, because it gives him the shield value, soaks up a little bit more damage. You don't get to 1/8 of your health that fast.
3005.
Nice.
He popped up and taken out Hoon right there to claim that kill. Mac here fighting against his tower, defending it against a BTK. They're going to have to turn
Easy.
back.
Okay, they need to play this safe, right? BTK, I think they understand that, yes, number one, they have the lead, but you don't want to throw it away.
Yeah, and especially now they're dancing around this Overlord. Both of them kind of trying to bait each other in and then realize,
Easy.
yeah, I don't think either one actually wants this. They're both looking for a fight. Mac up here right now. Tower at 50%, trying to stave off Fly Chicken. A little bit of help
Okay,
coming
we
in the
get
form
2K
of
goldie.
Phasma from the side.
1.5.
This has been the biggest growth on the side of BTK, which is the recognition of the macro game, right? Playing the map, taking turrets, and most importantly, because they're forcing attention away from Boars on the other side of the map. Look who's benefiting.
Yes, Purified
Moba
though.
Zane.
Ooh, Mobazane. They just gave us that sneak peek of Mobazane's vision there, and he didn't even see 3005 in that bush. Thankfully, able to kind of create that distance. 3005 comes out empty-handed. Now, maybe a little bit of a pincer move. They're going to go ahead and force this mid-tower, sitting at about 90%. 4 members there. Best player doing his best. to
Okay, good
offset
D.
some
Bot
of
lane is
that
pushing.
damage.
And we're
This
getting
mid-tier one is
Tyrant.
very important, right?
Easy,
for both
boys.
sides. But here we go. This is going to be a Tyrant attempt, and I don't think they will be able to stop this. So,
Mm-hmm.
best player one, they secure the Tyrant buff for the team. BTK have 85 seconds of fighting prowess advantage.
I mean, they versus OG. I probably
Yeah,
not gonna
and,
watch OG
just like
chat.
that, I
My
feel
head
like
hurts
Best Player
and I'm
able to
sleepy.
kind of bounce back from that earlier
I hope this-
little,
I hope this series
disadvantage
goes,
he saw
um,
there. He's still taking a
3
lot
games
of
though.
damage. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Looking
more,
like it.
He is a tanky jungler, but I know a little bit more than I like to see. Just kind of like hanging around. You were mentioning it before. The team kind of gets a little comfortable in the amount of damage that they can take and just take it lackadaisically. It's like, you know what? We can step aside from a few of these.
Yeah, it's like eating a spicy dish, right? And then you don't feel the spice, but the more you eat it, the more painful it becomes. That's the role of Red Cutie now. So BTK, look, I know you can't take too much spice from Boars, so stop eating those.
Okay, 30
separate
seconds.
cores.
Next objectives. I think we're winning.
And here, ooh, Mac actually in a little bit trouble.
Okay,
Gets
nice,
some
no
pop-up.
dragon.
Is gonna have to use that infinite fastness to get himself repositioned on the
No
map.
Dragon
Looking at
Balls.
which Red Cutie,
The Red
in
Cutie should be
between
dead,
3
no?
members of BTK is gonna go ahead and pop that ultimate. We do have a cannon
Oh,
blast
no,
that comes
died.
out trying to aid him. Pop up on the 2 members. They do find a kill
No.
onto Hoon. Wise with a kill of his own. That's gonna be 2 in the
What the
pocket
hell
of
is
Boars,
happening,
and
Ellie?
looking to push this advantage.
Yeah, this is why you don't engage.
Okay,
with Cutie.
1v1.
Go 1-on-1.
Yeah, Wise in trouble here. Is going to be able to get away. And
Ain't no
just
way so
like that, we
dashing, bro.
talked about this before.
Okay, Flicker.
They get so hungry for
Nice,
it. Wise
Zane.
Chicken wants the kill. Speaking of which, Mobazane comes in, finds a kill
Oh,
of
that's
his
the dead.
own. Wise on the
Fightable?
back, and they're looking to find, I believe, looking to lock on the Mobazane, but Mobazane able to get away. Shark there giving the vision. Are they going to try something here? Shark's getting very close. It needs to be a decision. Are we going to do this, or are we just
Shark.
getting vision? Shark just trying to be a nuisance here. Goes into
we got
4
one, though.
members of them. Mobazane on
Oh.
the side is not able to get the objective and goes down.
And 10-minute mark.
Okay, that
This
shit
is
was
a
kinda
swing.
weird.
Boars Gaming, look, they understood what the win condition is. Do you know what Boars was doing? They were just buying time. What were they buying time for? They were buying time for Wise's ultimate. Like the Hard and Jade seal. They were waiting for that. So in number 1, secures them the
See what
Tyrant
Steven
buff.
loses.
But at the same
I
time,
didn't
if
watch them.
BTK overcommit into the fight, they were all low already, which was what Boars Gaming were looking for. And they were given that present. BTK need to be really careful about the win conditions on the side of Boars.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too. It's like it's some of those decisions too, especially against Wise on this fade. Once you get low, it's kind of you become a.
Wait, if you
nuisance
get
for
hit
your
one
team,
time,
which
it
is gold
automatically
chart. Wise
hit
sitting
you
up there at the top.
on Halo?
9.6k gold there as his team
What the
continues their
fuck?
domination, continues
He's
their
not
push
even.
in this top
Yo,
lane.
what the hell?
He's also 1,500 above the top farmer, which is Mobazane at this point. And not
Look at
only
that
this
shit.
is where they get to recover that strength, that lead they were in, the commanding position. Even with, look, the knockup coming in from best player 1, it matters not, because Red Cutie, he's able to deal so much consistent damage over time, and they don't have the burst potential anymore on the side of BTK.
Okay, no dragon.
Chicken decides to dive into the back line.
Oh, this guy should be dead. He should be
looks like
dead.
He took a box there. They're going to
He
go
should be
ahead and
dead.
chase after Red. Are they going to be able to find this kill? Red,
Ain't
dashing
no way.
around, looking
Nice
for an
shot.
escape. He finally goes down, but this is Wise coming in after Fly Chicken, looking
Okay,
for
nice.
a kill.
You got
Are
shot
they
down. Good
able
trade,
to
good
take him
trade.
down? Chicken is
Good
able to find the kill to
trade.
match it back.
Hoon's
2
probably
down for
50
the
bucks
side of
anyways.
Boars, 1
That
down
guy's
for
probably
BTK.
500. Good trade, good
Good
trade.
trade, but I don't think it's good
Yup,
enough. They have
yup.
to find something else in value to be able to make this 2-for-1 trade worth it. And for now, there is nothing else on the map except for this Shadow Overlord. And I don't think Boars is going to allow this to be taken simply.
Yeah, I mean,
Free
they got
purple
down to
for us.
50%. Are they going to be able to realize what's going on? Are they going to be able to handle it? Cannon Blast comes out. Shark is right there to stead off the fight there.
Nice.
10%. And best player able to get this Shadow Overlord.
Okay, using the smite to
Ah, we got bot too, we got
Red
bot.
was actually trying to do a drive-by with the Flaming Palms, did not get it. But here comes a dive from Quiet Chicken. Not the best idea though.
Yeah, he goes in there, but Boars are more than prepared for it. I mean, if you're not trying, you gotta find a different team. Five Chickens trying to find those opportunities, although that time it did not shape
But
out
this
for
Mosi guy is
Phasma on
annoying.
the side here. These cannon blasts are so oppressive, especially once the cooldowns get down. You're out to this late game, and you're just dodging them left and right.
Yes, and now they want to put a little bit more pressure on the T2. They should be able to get it. I think they did. So BTK, very nice. Wave clear, hang on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they find a stun and add up to it.
But
With
there's so
best
much shit
player, but
going
not
on.
Able to find the kill, trying to bounce the pressure. They want to break into this mid tower to put the pressure.
But it got darker,
The
bro.
Boars are not
Helper
going down
ulti?
without a fight.
Backline, backline.
Take
Oh
it down.
my
But the backline
God.
Wise comes in there, looking for a kill. Finds one onto Mobazane. The rest of BTK
Oh my
running for
faith.
the hills. Hoon is the next one on the chopping block. Is that going to be enough? Shark might be the last one as they go in 30-05. And Wise here to double team him, and down he goes. Another kill for Wise.
Kill
All he
him.
had to do was a trademark for it. This is the final kill. It's an ace for the side of Boars Gaming. Fight. Oh no, wait. Fight Chicken is
Do we
still
get
alive.
top though? Oh!
Yeah, Fight Chicken
Oh!
for the time being. Speaking of which, comes in
Holy
against
Fwide,
30-05.
let's go,
Oh,
Fwide.
He chose the wrong bush to go into, but this might be it for Fwide. He is going to take himself a heart and jade, and that is a wrap. BTK, oh, I think Mobazane got up before the ace. I don't think it matters though, because they're going to go
Being
ahead
6
and
for
make
nearly
short work
three,
of
bro.
this tyrant.
Yes,
Get checked.
still an ace nonetheless for the side of Boars,
You're
and
cooked,
this is
bro.
exactly what they want
3
to
weeks?
have, right? So lessons learned. And once again, this is so hard to play against because when the Fade gets his ultimate, almost every
This is
single
mosey his
neutral
ass.
objective
Good.
is a guarantee.
Good for us, no?
Soft guarantee nonetheless, but soft is not
Don't make
as
it
soft as
stop,
people
it's
think it is.
crazy.
BTK, they're in for a very difficult time now.
Yeah, not just that, but Boars have done a great job of transitioning to this late game. This is where we thought they would be more shaky, and it feels like they've started to kind of come together a lot better. They're sharper. They're
Oh, we
more
got top tower. Yeah, that's a
on
good
what they
trade.
need to do as soon as somebody gets caught.
That is
They're
a
able
good
to turn
trade.
it around. They're doing a much
big for
better
us.
job than we've
Oh,
seen
solo?
them in these series.
Oh, you missed.
When it comes to this late of a game.
I think they're just more in sync with each other, right? The hive mind coming through. Radiant's going to be dropped by Shark, though. Is it going to be
Oh yeah,
enough? I don't
low-key
think
could
they
have
can
committed that
kinda
guy. He's
stop
gonna
this fight
dragon
back.
now. Okay, good. Good,
Yeah,
good, good,
Shark
good,
goes
good,
in
good,
and
good.
double-teamed in there by best player to add on. They go ahead, force
Good,
forward a
two.
little bit. Are they going to dive too
Bang.
deep? They're
Oh,
going in. They're
Shark
very
misses
hungry
it.
to try to find a kill. Maybe try to get something onto Red Cutie on the back line.
No,
Fly Chicken
you
dives
over-
in deep, and the rest of the Boars
You
turn
over-
around on
overtouched
him.
them.
5v1 and dust
God damn,
him
know your limit,
away.
bro.
It's
Come
only
on now.
4 more
Oh,
members of BTK.
okay,
They
that's
dive
a good-
underneath the towers, looking for another kill on to BTK, and now continue their surgical movement to one last high ground tower for BTK side.
Okay, it's all about restraint at this point of time. Boars, they have opened the doors up. This is a gash on the top, on the middle of the side of BTK's crystal. So, Boars, all they have to do is to make sure they play the map
And then
and
can carry
drag the game
games
a
in
little bit
discipline.
longer. BTK
Fuck
might
them.
fall.
Oh, yeah, and there's so much pressure on BTK side already. Minions at their base. They
Bro,
have to
only
answer
hero-
that.
only
Meanwhile,
Mindfuck that
Boars
can
are free
carry
to
is,
go
like,
around,
Arlie.
get the objectives, clear out their jungle.
Probably just
You
Arlie,
see
to
here
be
the
honest.
cannon blast coming out. Phasma comes around the side. Shark's gonna have to try to be that front-facing wall for Mobazane, but I mean he's having trouble of his own. Phasma,
No
fear.
flicker.
Just in front of the
Promote
rest
Z.
of BTK there.
He doesn't have it, right? Because at this point, the vengeance will come through. Once again, Wise works onto that Shadow Overlord. Now, bear in mind, Wise and Mac, both of them have that Crimson buff. This is true damage, burning damage available for Boars Gaming, so they will gladly oblige to any fight that is offered by the side of BTK.
No dragon.
You see that best player on
Wait.
the side.
Wait, who died?
We do have. Ooh,
Holy fuck, this
Red
dragon
comes
big
in
ballsy.
from the
He should be
side.
dead
See
though.
Mac comes in there,
Okay,
actually gets
good.
tilted very low and taken down. Big pop-up catches two of a boar, but Red Cutie's right
Wait,
there,
no,
still
no, Lung.
delivering out that
No, Lunga
damage.
though.
They move their focus onto this bottom
You're in
tower.
too
Fried
deep
Chicken
again, Chick.
trying to outlast three
But you
members
good
of
though.
the BTK come
Okay,
in
nice
to
bait.
find a big CC. Is it gonna be able to
Okay,
take down
nice.
Wise, who forces into the base. Down he
Nice,
goes.
nice,
Mobazane with
nice.
the killing blow there.
I think we're
The
getting
rest of Boars
Tempest soon.
Look to be creating that
2 more
distance.
minutes.
I don't think they want another bit of
Tempest
this
fight,
fight just
Tempest
yet.
fight.
There is a chance for BTK to come back right now.
Nice.
Boars,
We're still
I don't
alive,
think they want to
bro.
aggress any longer. They should not aggress any longer because if they lose this team fight, it's not going to be good. But they will
Mind
give it a
flicker.
try.
What the hell is it?
Yeah, look at the follow-up. As soon as the cannon blast lands onto
Mind
Mobazane,
flicker,
you
mind
have
flicker.
3005 immediately charges in, tries to find the pick
Wait,
off.
they
He
don't
can't
got- they
find
don't
it,
got,
so
jungle
he has
here.
to back off. But it's just the amount of cannon blasts going off. They're just waiting, creating these opportunities. Once it lands onto any one of BTK that's squishy, they're gonna dive in there. Now, focusing their attention onto this Tyrant. On the side, 3005, flanking the side of BTK while Fried Chicken
Okay,
in the
nice.
front line does find a kill. Nayin is down. Mobazane able to find the kill there. Down to 10%. It does look like best player able to secure the Tyrant. At the 18-minute mark, BTK have
nice.
found themselves a little breathing room.
Yes, so some breathing space, that's great. And bear in mind, BTK has also taken a quick slash on that top side of the map. So there is no T3 available for the Boars Gaming side. Now, the big
Man,
thing
you
here
weird. Thanks for
is
the
that
dono,
because
though.
there's an open wound on both top sides for both teams, this
But look at that Loom.
Tempest
That
Dragon
guy does not
actually
deserve to
could be
win.
quite evenly contested.
God
between
damn,
both
1,
sides.
4, and 2.
Evenly
That guy does not
contested,
deserve to
but
win, bro.
when you take a look at map pressure, the pressure
1v1?
is on BTK to manage these waves. I feel like Boar, they don't have to do much. They just let the waves happen, and eventually it's going to be crashing into BTK's base. And that's something that needs to be on their mind, because that means that this Tempest fight, it has a time limit on it until you're going to have to answer these side lanes.
Right,
Okay,
I'm gonna give
Tempest fight,
BTK
boys.
A little bit of a glaze here. Look, they have been in this situation
hell
yesterday
yeah, we
against
glazing.
LM. In fact, their base was barren, same as last time, but they managed to come back and make the base barren for their opponent. So can they do it against Boars Gaming today?
Yeah,
No
we're going to see.
final
I want to say
battle
Boars have
begins.
a little bit of a better position on this Tempest Dragon. You can see them taking up some good
Wait,
defensive
low-key,
positions
Chicken can end
around it
this
while
if they don't
BTK
clear
is
waves.
looking. They understand. They see that Fly Chicken is pushing up at the bottom lane there, so they understand they have the numbers advantage. Are they
Oh,
gonna take advantage of it?
nice.
Speaking of which, BTK,
Oh,
they
that
initiate,
shit
they
does-
go
it
in,
does
now
not
they're
look
trying
good.
to get themselves out of harm's way. Best player from the side,
not look
looking
good.
for an opportunity. The box fails Phasma as he is going to have to back off, but no worse for wear. Oh, Fly Chicken actually might be in trouble. Too
Mr.
deep on the
Fried.
backlines, and Boris make quick work of it.
Oh, that was a
my
big fake out by Boars Gaming. They actually said, okay, we'll take a fight in the mid. But
Are we
the true
cooked now?
target was Fried Chicken because
4v5.
it felt like he was
4v5,
responsible to take out Wise,
Tempest fight,
but then he found
and our
himself
bot
in
lane is
no
cooked.
man's land. And with a numbers disadvantage, there is no way they can win this, right?
I don't know if they know that. It looks like they're going to go ahead and try to find themselves something here. It's almost at 50% here. They're trying to get the angle. They do come in. Out it comes a little
Oh,
bit of
shark,
ultimate
shark.
Phasma. It does have the box there. Immortality has been proc, but down goes a best player.
no.
That is only 3 players left for
By
BTK,
time, by time.
a full team
Oh,
for
Fade is
the
dead, Fade is
side
dead.
of Boar. Down goes
Oh,
the
Savage.
Mobazane able to return the favor
Zane
there.
Savage.
Down goes the cannon blast. Mobazane running. They're chasing 3005 hot on
White
his
chicken?
heels, looking to
Oh,
see if he
winnable.
can go ahead and answer
Winnable,
it.
winnable.
White chicken comes in from the other side, and they back
The base.
off from that fight. The base is being taken on. They have to answer this. This is what we were talking
Okay,
about.
we're different,
That
we're different.
time limit of
Oh, no, they're
fighting
gonna
here.
get
They
fucking
can't just
Tempest,
focus on the
bruh.
fight because they have to answer these minions.
So very tough situation once again for BTK, right? Boards, this is the benefit of having a good early game. You want to let those small wins really snowball into a big advantage, which is exactly what Boars Gaming have done. And now that potential win condition to not only just take the Tempest Dragon, but to take the final crystal is open again because Wise is back online.
I mean, as far as it's concerning right now, both teams are they kind of reset, except now you're down to about 50%. BTK really needs to make something happen very quickly. 25%. Go ahead. They know that they
should be
need to
dead.
make something happen here at this
It should be
fight.
dead.
We do have, we have the Tempest Dragon.
Okay.
Has been taken down
One
by
down.
Boars. Best player is
We're still
able to
five.
kill onto Red Cutie.
Oh, we are really low,
Wise
though.
looking for an
Oh, we're winning, though. We're
opportunity.
winning, we're winning, we're winning.
Finds a kill onto
they're coming
Bam
back.
for the rest of
We're
BTK.
winning.
Chasing right now. Looking
Oh, it's
for
fine,
a
it's fine, it's
kill.
fine. Only-
They
only-
do turn it
only-
around. Best player goes down, but they're
only
able
Carlos,
to return
what's you,
the
though?
favor and take down Mac.
We good, we
3
good, we
down
good.
For the Boars. 1 down for BTK.
And the
Are
ball?
they going to be able to turn this around?
Yep,
Can
there
we
is
end?
a glimmer of hope. They've taken down most of the damage dealers, leaving just Wise as well as 3005. They can make a beeline to try and make a win in the ball into
What are
the
these
middle
guys, bro?
T3,
It's-
but for now, it is protected by 3005.
Oh
At the same
my
time, Wise has taken down
lord.
Han. At the bottom side, they have to go back.
Oh, yeah, they have to turn
No.
around. Finally, Bad Shark does
No,
teleport.
it can't
He does
end
the
like
thing.
this.
His health there. Is it going to be
Oh,
enough? The damage is done and
it
a
can't
clean
end like
sweep
this.
by Boars.
This
It
one really
can't.
matters to the side of Boars Gaming. They wanted a search for their first series win. They got it from the side of BTK. And I have to say, BTK, this was the closest they have gone to getting themselves a series win. Did not happen today, but I love the growth.
Yeah, the growth there, but I
Fuck,
mean, man, if you're gonna talk about
bro, it's a
growth,
fucking
Boars
Suros,
here
man.
showing the filling in the holes to those weaknesses we have been seeing throughout the last few
But
days.
they gotta fix this shit though,
is that
like this shit
transition from the
PMO. Look at this shit.
Hope they made 3, but
Why is our
at the
base
bottom,
fucking
does teleport.
minion?
Go back.
Look at this shit,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, they have to turn around.
What the bro, one swipe? You telling me one swipe you did that much damage? Bro. And you telling
Finally,
me,
Bad Shark.
oh shit, there's a fucking dragon that can do. I mean, it's part of the game, but goddamn, make the base tank. Make it fucking tank here. It's when bro, at least bro. I don't think you understand. Look at this
They have to
shit.
go back.
Oh, yeah, they have to turn around.
What the fuck? You telling me one swipe you do that to a fucking base? You do that to a base? That Oh shit, half HP. Oh yeah, but it's 20 minutes. It does not make sense. Make it fucking tank here. What the fuck? We're losing to backdoor. And we got a fucking objective. Look at this shit. Disrupted. Oh
He
my
does this
lord.
thing. You regain
Oh
his
my god. This game. Holy shit. Bro, the dragon spit on their fucking base. Oh shit, you cannot attack now, bitch. You can't attack now. You can't. I must be on your base. You can't attack now. There's nothing you can do. Bro, oh my god, bro. Please, someone tell the devs to fucking buff the base, bro. Someone buff the base. Oh my god. Bro, farted and the game ended. Bro, that's what I'm saying.
out there.
It can't. Oh my
has taken
god.
down one,
I
and
can't
the bottom
believe this
side, they
game, bro. Look
have
at
to
this
go
shit,
back.
man.
Oh, yeah, they have to turn around.
Oh my god, one shot. Bro, what? I mean, shit, it's part of the game. I can't complain, but like, damn. It's part of the game. It's part of the game, chat. It's part of the game. This is HOK mechanics. HOK gameplay.
Finally, bad shark does.
Oh my god, this guy fucking electrocuted the base. You can
teleport, or
attack.
he does a
I actually like
my
that
God.
goal graph because it shows you the growth that both teams have had, right? Number one, learning about the patterns of your opponents. What are their win
Anti
conditions
though,
as well.
anti.
Now, it was a little bit overzealous, in fact, for BTK, because it was kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat as much damage as I can from Red Cutie, but I'm
Anti.
gonna be expecting that we should be able to finish him off. And they did a couple of times. But as the game progresses to late game, you have to care about this guy. And that's gonna be the MVP,
But this is literally
Mr.
charm.
Wise, 12-4-1, coming up as the cleaning crew most of the time for the side of Boars Gaming.
Yeah, just especially when it comes to that ultimate, the Heart and Jade, to be able to kind of finish off your opponents with the 1/8 health, I feel like that is something in combination with Red Cutie that really really cinched in this victory. For
Bro,
the
Trav is
Boars
still here. I'm
with,
so
How
done.
much they were able to kind of like offset a lot of these team fights.
And he comes in great synergy
No more
with the
games,
drop,
they're
right?
still
Because
playing
let's
later,
be
bro.
clear here. Fade
But I
is
don't think I
not a
can
tanky
do
hero.
it.
He is
Chat, I don't think I can
extremely
watch it
squishy.
anymore.
So with the stuns coming in,
My
by the
head
Lord,
is
the stuns
actually
coming
like-
up by the Loom, the multi-man catch by
Boom.
the Mayin.
Boom.
Everyone is meant
Boom.
to be that focus of damage. They get the CC down, but they also position themselves well.
Y'all can
so
watch
that
it on the
Wise
stream.
on this fade, able to just come in, get the clean
Buff
up,
the
and
base.
then they have the advantage across the map in kills, in turrets as well.
Yeah, here
Take
we saw
Advil and
the
stream
little
it?
signs
No,
of life
bro.
coming out from BTK, able to find
Advil makes me
able to
sleepy
find
as
those
fuck.
great CCs there. But man, this the amount of CC you were talking
I'm
about,
sad,
them able
bro.
to come in and then fade.
I wanted a
swooping
game
in
3,
to get
bro.
Those finishing blows onto BTK, even when
We
they were
lost
able
to
to get
Boars.
some towers here.
Boars
Look
are
at
that
the
bad?
play here from Wise.
Yeah, and that's because it's so hard to take people out like Red Cutie. It's so hard to take people out like 30-05. You have to pay attention to them. And this
You're
is
not
what we call
missing much,
tunnel
hope you
vision,
feel
right?
better,
When you're
sir.
so focused on one
I'll be
particular
fine.
thing on your screen that you forget to take a look at the other areas.
I forget how beautiful that ultimate is from Fade sometimes, where you just see them get dusted.
Bro, that
Yeah.
bro, this guy doesn't
Something that
deserve
could be
to
so infuriating on
win.
their team, and I believe this
What the
is that final
fuck?
push from the Tempest Dragon.
We-
that,
we do
BTK
have a coach,
tried to
bro.
offset here.
Boars
They
Mac-
did find the kills.
guy
They
does
were
not
able to
deserve
find
to
a
win,
little
man.
bit of an advantage, but
As a
the
marksman, you
map
die 6
control coming
times?
out from Boars to understand who
This
will
shit ain't
your
no-
load gets
Bro,
taken out.
are you
and
dead ass?
coming out
Look at this shit.
to find a little bit of an advantage, but the map control
0 to
coming out
100?
from
100 to 0, I mean. 100 to 0.
Boars to understand.
With the
It's a
Sky Piercer
guarantee
in
on the
build.
neutral objective. But at the same time, you have to work through so many different members like Red Cutie, you have to work through the Hano, you have to work through the Mayin. So many difficult positions to work around. But of course, congratulations to Boars Gaming. What a way to end the
He is a
series.
squishy
Now we will
mage.
go for a short break, and after that, we will come back with our third series of the day.
I'm useless in this game. I've been telling you, bro. Marshman is the worst role in this game. Did you just go emo, bro? I'm ready emo, bro. I thought we winning. They got Sky... Bro, the thing is, Sky Piercers is fucking inbuilt, bro. It's part of the hero. Literally part of the hero. Take a quick... I'm not... Bro, if I'm nappy, I'm going to sleep. That shit's gonna be straight. I can't. I'm not watching OG, bro. Maybe if I stop watching, we winning. No cap. I remember when Chica Carlos took us Kazakhstan? Oh my god. Maybe I gotta stop fucking... I gotta stop watch partying. Maybe I'm not the luck, bro. I'm the bad luck, bro. I am the bad luck, bro. I think we gotta stop watch partying. I think we do. Maybe we beating OG if I'm asleep. If I'm asleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think so. I think so, bro. I think we beating OG later, bro. I can't do shit, bro. What do you want me to... Chat, what do you want me to do? Wait, where's the base? Where's our base, bro? Let me see the base, bro. Like, you want me to be here, bro? Like, yo, stop attacking the base. They're like, calm down, bro. Bro, I cannot believe, man. Loki, bro, I swear to God, Loki, they gotta actually buff the base, bro. This shit does not make sense, man. Bro, you know how much effort it takes, so much skill to like to push the waves or like the hold the wave around here, bro. So this fucking bitch just doesn't get one shotted, bro, like this. You're telling me there's like 3 dragons coming in, right? And you have to hold them outside just to fucking defend your marshmallow fucking base. You know? You know? Because they have to be outside to actually hit this bitch. I mean, they need to be inside to actually hit this shit. But this 20 minutes plus, it doesn't matter. Base should not be this squishy. It's a fucking base. It's a base, bro. But I don't know. It's HOK gameplay, HOK mechanics. We are just a fucking player here. We can't do shit about that. With Dragon with the base, so that's what, bro. It doesn't matter though. We have no say. We play their game. We follow their game. Okay. We have no say. We just gotta learn the HOK way. We gotta learn the HOK way. It's probably the hardest thing. But I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Do they have a game tomorrow? They're probably not. They probably don't have a game tomorrow, so I'm probably just gonna RG tomorrow then. Y'all have a good night. My fucking head hurts, bro. That's the last one. Well, they got a last one for OG, but I don't think I can stay up until 1. The game's gonna start probably like 12 or 1. It's probably gonna end like 2. I can't. I have to sleep, bro. You all have a good night, bro. You better travel with them. I guess, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, if I stop, hey, shut the hell up, man. I'm playing shit. Look at this shit. Shut the hell up. But yeah, I'll see y'all again tomorrow, bro. Peace.